You guys are just watching. I'm gonna show you what you guys will be doing. So when you guys type in your truck number, it's gonna pop up for you. You guys will hit the little circle next to it to attach yourself to it. When you guys do that, it's gonna go through a series of questions. Okay, it's gonna ask you to attach yourself to any trailers or shipments. You won't have to worry about that tonight. So at the very bottom, you'll hit save and continue. It's then gonna ask you to verify logs. More than likely, the only thing you guys will have to verify tonight is your second day of orientation hours. So you guys will see something similar to this. You guys can hit the yellow button that says accept and verify, or if you scroll all the way to the bottom, hit accept and verify all days. It's then gonna ask you to claim any unassigned logs. So this is any time that your guys' truck was moved without you being attached to it. So obviously this is all shop drive time. So if you guys don't want that on your logs, scroll to the bottom, hit not your logs, hit skip. Last thing it will ask you is to inspect your truck. Won't have to worry about that tonight, so at the very bottom, hit skip remainder. And then now it brings you to your hours of service, which is where you guys are all at right now. Now again, since you're not attached to a vehicle, your sleep and berth and drive time are not lit up. And that is why you guys were able to bypass all those questions, because you're not attached. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. All right, so from the hours of service interface, very top, that is what you guys have remaining on your clock. Here's all of your duty statuses. When they're all lit up, you guys can tap anything you want. Only thing you won't have to tap, you can if you want, but as soon as the tires start moving, drive time will catch. So you guys won't have to worry about that. The current status that I'm on will be lit up blue, so if I want to change myself to sleeper, all I gotta do is just tap on sleeper. It's gonna change me to sleeper. It's gonna ask me to add an annotation. You guys can certainly do that. If you wanna put notes for your logs, you don't necessarily have to. That option is available for you. It is letting you know we are running off that 70-hour, 8-day split sleeper rule. Now I know Tammy went over that with you guys earlier today. Do we have any questions on how that works?
I have a question. When I go into the sleeper berth, I'm used to a different software. Does it automatically put me in a break type state? Off-duty break if I was on sleeper berth?
If you put yourself in sleeper, it'll put you in sleeper. If you put yourself in off, it'll put it in off.
Okay, because like, is there a way to be like on duty, active, but in sleeper berth, not driving?
No.
Just
You're-
SB means off
It
duty.
means you're in sleeper, yep. Or off duty means you're in off duty, on duty means you're in on duty. So yeah, you just select one or the other. Okay, so for the split sleeper, just to reiterate what Tammy went over, the tablet's gonna automatically apply these rules for you. So even if you're not intending to do a split, if you guys are off duty for longer than 2 hours at a time, or in the sleeper for 7 to 8 hours consecutively, it's gonna automatically apply that time back to your clock. So to reiterate what I just said, like you guys started at 6 o'clock this morning, 14 ends at 8 o'clock tonight. Let's say we give you 2 hours for lunch. That 2 hours that you guys have for lunch will then get tacked on to your 8 o'clock end of your 14 is now extended to 10 o'clock tonight. So that is how the split will work. And then you guys can work, then do your 7 to 8, and then just go from there. Does that make sense? So like I said, all that will be applied for you right here. Restoration is how long you have been on your current status. Rest in is how long you have until you have to take your mandated 30-minute break after 8 hours of regular drive. You got your current running 11, your current running 14, and your current running 70. Now since we will be running off recaps, once you guys start hitting like a full week's worth of logs and you notice your 70 is low. If you guys hit view cycle recap, as you can see, all of my week's worth of logs from last week are listed right here. So this is what I'm gonna get back tonight. I'm gonna get that 6 hours and 22 minutes back. So what this system will do for you is it's gonna keep a running tally for you for a cycle available tomorrow. So this is basically telling me with the 70 I have right now, if I was to stop right now and set until midnight, the 6.5 I'm getting back, I'm gonna have 20 hours available tomorrow. So like I said, I'm gonna get this back tonight at midnight, tomorrow night, so on and so forth. So when you guys hit Monday of next week, you guys will start seeing your recap hours taking place. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. Any questions on recaps or clarifications?
As far as like the 70-hour goes, the recap that we're doing, I've never really seen it done like this, how we're rolling the clocks back. Is that into your system that's doing it that way?
Yep, it's just based off the hours that you've worked. So for instance, you guys, we logged 9 hours of orientation hours yesterday for you guys. So when you guys hit Monday next week at midnight, you guys are gonna get that 9 hours of orientation hours added back to your 70.
Okay.
And then once you guys start your work hours tomorrow, you're gonna get those hours start added back to your clock.
Okay, so like, what is it that's enabling us to keep going without taking a 34 is what I don't quite
The
understand.
hours that you have available.
On your
And then the
E3, you
recap
get any
hours.
hours back extra, or any hours that you drove in the beginning back.
Yeah. So basically, you're just getting back the hours that you worked last week tacked onto next week's clock.
Rail never used recaps, we always ran the.
You can only work 70 hours in an 8-day working period, so at the end of that 8th day, whatever you worked 8 days previous, goes back into that 7.
Yep. So it's just gonna be a constant running clock, basically.
Okay, so I think where one of it was is we were never allowed to go off duty. Like if we were on site with a chipper,
Right.
that was still considered on duty work. It's just on duty load or on duty
I was
hour.
gonna say, you don't get back to on duty, you get back only the drive time.
No, you get back the on-duty as
You get
well.
on duty.
Yeah, you do.
It's
So you get back
the,
your whole cycle?
drive time and on-duty time, that's your work hours. So,
But whenever I'm at a shipper, go off duty after I check in.
right, unless you're physically doing the loading, unloading yourself, you do not have to show that the whole time as on-duty.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any other questions on the cycle recap at all? Yes? Yep, that's orientation hours from yesterday. All right, so next thing we will go to personal conveyance and on-duty yard move. I know Tammy went over that with you guys earlier today. Do we have any questions, clarifications on that? When to use it, when not to use it? All right, in order to get to it, you guys will hit view exemptions. When you guys hit view exemptions, that's where your guys' yard move and personal conveyance lie. So again, since you guys aren't attached to a truck, yours are lit up gray. But if you guys, once you guys are attached to your truck, so let's say tonight you guys wanna go to Walmart, grab some stuff. You guys will select personal conveyance. To do that, all you gotta do is hit the start button. It will ask you to apply an annotation, so just put whatever. So I'll go ahead and put Walmart. I'm gonna hit apply. Then you're gonna see it change from start to stop. And then everything else, hours of service wise will be grayed out because it recognizes you're in exemption mode. So you guys start taking off driving, it's gonna catch that personal conveyance time. Then when you guys are done moving the truck, so if you're gonna be in Walmart for a little bit, you guys will hit the stop button, and then it's gonna automatically take you back to your off-duty function. Same thing goes for the on-duty yard move. So if you guys are on a customer's facility using an on-duty yard move, take yourself off of it, it's gonna bring you back to the on-duty time. And you guys just make your duty status selection from there. Make sure that you guys do take yourself off the status, because we see it every day where drivers are showing 10+ hour breaks all in personal conveyance or left themselves in yard move, whatever the case is. Just make sure you guys stay on top of that. Okay, the only other thing with personal conveyance and yard move, anytime you guys have your ignition started and select those statuses, if you guys turn your ignition off and turn it back on, it's gonna kick you back to regular drive. So make sure that if you guys have already initiated these statuses and then turn your ignition off, that you go back and put yourself back on it, because if it catches regular drive, as you know, we can't touch regular drive time, it's stuck. Yes,
Do we have to call in to do personal conveyance?
nope, just as long as it's personal.
Right.
Anything work related, nope. And then obviously we'll change and stuff like that, but. Okay, any questions on personal conveyance yard move?
I
Yes.
get back and I think my tablet locked me out.
Gotta love technology, it's fantastic.
I've only ever seen one of these, like, e-log systems that actually made sense of 12.
Alright, just to show you guys, for example, if you guys get kicked back out to the screen, to get back into your hours of service, do not hit this blue button. That will lock you out of your tablet 10 out of 10 times. So you just go back into the arrow.